What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about DC vs. Vampires, issue number 3 of 12. This one's written by James Tynion IV and Matthew Rosenberg, with art and colors by Otto Schmidt. And so this issue picks up after the events of the previous issue, which, as you know, Hal Jordan was revealed to be a vampire, and he killed Barry Allen at the end of it. So we got that going on. Hal is busy turning members of the League and killing anybody in his way and getting ready to serve as master. So this issue deals with the fallout of that. We have Wonder Woman, who confronts Hal at one point. We have Batman investigating the death of Andrew Bennett and one of the Wonder Twins. And there's some other stuff thrown into this thing. So, you know, all things considered, I am actually having a bit of fun with DC versus Vampires. There's a nice bit of a funny sense of dark humor thrown into this thing. Especially, like, let me show you the very first panel of this comic. Ready? Right there. If you are not laughing by the start of this first panel, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is clearly a nice bit of funny, dark humor. Like, just look at this image right here. The Flash is dead, but it's just, I don't know why, but seeing that as the very first panel just kind of made me laugh. It's my sick, twisted, dark sense of humor there, so I apologize for that. But anyway, so they're all kind of investigating this. The Justice League members are mourning the loss of Barry Allen, because we know that Barry Allen, being a speedster, his metabolism would have meant basically killing more of the population than necessary to support his superhuman abilities. That's why Hal had to kill him, even though he was upset about it. So Hal's a vampire. We have also Dick and Babs flirting in here. These two clearly want to have sex with each other. So only time will tell if this will happen or not. So that's going on there. Batman's investigating the death of Andrew Bennett and the disappearance of one of the Wonder Twins. And he'll eventually come to the conclusion that he was killed by light. So that's basically just like confirmation that, hey, Hal Jordan is definitely behind this thing. We got Penguin running, which the design for Penguin is kind of weird, but it's so kind of out there and over exaggerated. I kind of enjoy it. We also have Zatanna here, who's revealed to be a vampire. I wonder if that'll play a factor later on. Wonder Woman has a confrontation with Hal Jordan, who basically kind of almost seduces her in a way, but he's able to turn her on. I mean, turn her into a vampire, excuse me, right there. And yeah, so she finds out the truth. Damian's in here. He shares a panel or a few pages with Black Canary. Both of them don't trust each other, because that's kind of an ongoing theme in this thing. It's like, okay, who's a vampire, who's not? And because a lot of stuff happens off panel, you're never really sure who is. So as I'm reading this thing, like, okay, who's going to be a vampire? And that's kind of the fun of it. It's like, okay, who's really evil, who's not? See, that's what I like about vampires versus something along the lines of like a zombie thing. Because with zombies, it's super obvious. But with something like vampires here, you're playing a bit of a guessing game, and it makes the issue more suspenseful, because at any point in time, someone's going to turn on you, and you don't exactly know who. I mean, sometimes you can have pretty obvious guesses, but there will be cases where you're just not exactly sure. So they have a little fight, confrontation. Diana, like, stabs him to take some of his blood and just kind of runs off into the night. So pretty certain these two aren't vampires, but I do think there's going to be a bit of an ongoing joke with a lot of people thinking that Damian himself is going to be a vampire. Like, why didn't you just burst into flames? Why didn't you do this? I think that's going to be kind of an ongoing bit of humor, because it works with a character like Damian, just to play up kind of the goofy sense of humor. Most people kind of know that he's a bit of an outcast with the group, but in kind of a comedic sense. Like, Damian is good for comedy. Like, you can write situational humor around him so well with his actions and just who he is as a character. He's just that type of character like you expect in like a show or a comic or something. So yeah, anyways, Batman and them come to the conclusion about this. So Batman pretty much knows at this point that Hal Jordan is behind it. Dinah, Roy, and Ollie reunite because they're trying to figure out this whole situation here. So you're going to kind of have Team Green Arrow and Team Batman probably going toe-to-toe with each other. And the issue ends with Wonder Woman, who is now turned by Hal Jordan and them, saying Batman was the one who killed Barry Allen. So they're telling the Justice League this is how they're going to get to him. So one thing I wonder is Martian Manhunter just not going to use his psychic powers on people, or unless he already is a vampire and we just don't know. So that's something I kind of thought of, but maybe the writers have kind of thought of like every other possibility with this thing. But I still really am kind of having fun with this DC versus vampires thing. It's something a little bit different. It's an elseworld storyline, which doesn't have to adhere to the main continuity, so characters can die and stuff, and it just leaves potential for a bit of fun, dark humor to this thing. It's self-contained. I don't have to read 100 issues beforehand or after to kind of get a grasp of everything that's going on here. I'm just like, okay, 12-issue Elseworld miniseries. So, and I think this is where Tynion is at his best. I know Matthew Rosenberg wrote this too, but when it comes to Tynion, like I said, his Elseworld stuff is so much better than stuff that happens within the main canon, like his Ninja Turtles comic that he wrote with the Batman Ninja Turtles thing. That was fantastic. I really loved that series, and I almost wish they'd do another, like a part 4 or something, because it was just so entertaining. That's just kind of the case with this thing. And like I said, with Matthew Rosenberg in there, they definitely are 2 horror guys, so they know a bit when it comes to like writing a bit of fun, dark humor. So I like this issue. Maybe some people will be against it, but some of the character decisions and things that happen here, you got to understand this is an Elseworld storyline. It's not the main canon, so not everyone's going to be safe. Characters are going to die. Some people are going to be vampires. Some people are not. So that's the fun of it all. All right. Well, I think that's all I need to say about this issue. I say check it out. Like I said, I'm having fun with DC versus Vampires. I think it's a fun comic. And we got basically 9 months left of it. So we'll see where it goes from here. All right. Well, that's all I got to say. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. All that other fun stuff. Hope everybody's having a good week. And I got some more comic book reviews coming up. A lot of stuff came out this week, so I'm just trying to play catch up and just trying to get ahead of the curve with a lot of things. But reading something like this is just a nice breather because I don't have to worry about like remembering every bit of canon that's going out there, every bit of like canon in the universe. So it's a lot easier for me to just kind of talk about. So it's like, okay, we got this here, and I don't have to worry about reading like 800 other comics and trying to just piece it all together. So yeah. All right, well, that's all I got to say. Like I said, I like this thing. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.